Hi, this is Tweek. Today we're going to use some natural wooden beads of different sizes and we're going to make a cat. Yes, we are. Join us. Supplies you need for this project are, you'll need an assortment of natural wooden beads. I ordered them online. I've got 7 sizes here to choose from. You'll need some beading wire. I use Beadalon 0.018 in size. You'll need a cutting tool for the wire, some pliers to help set your knots. You need some stains. Your choice, I'm using maple and cherry. And you'll need some shellac. So grab a pencil to help you along and let's get started. I've had some fun making a lot of different creatures with the beaded cluster ball design, and my grandson challenged me to make a cat. So here's what I came up with. She's made of 2 full beaded clusters and 3 half beaded clusters. So let me show you how I put her together. We start out with the beads. I ordered beads online. They are natural wood. The pack came with 7 different sizes of beads, from a 6mm right up to a 20mm. So what I did was I used the 20mm, and now I need 30 beads to make a full cluster. And that became the main body of my cat. So I knew my cat was going to be at least this big. Then I wanted to make a half cluster. The next size bead I used was a 16, so it's a little bit smaller bead, and that's going to be the front of the cat. The cat will be laying down. Then to make his head, I went down a little bit smaller size bead, and I believe this size, the 12. But the main point being, when you get your beads lined up, you want a bigger body, a little bit smaller for the front where he sits, and then a little bit smaller for his head. And then for his paws, we use the tiniest bead. Let me quickly show you how to make a beaded cluster ball, since I'm going to have to make one anyways for his head. I need 30 beads to make a full cluster. So let's line them up. Need 5. So to make a full beaded cluster ball, you need 30 beads, and it's in a combination of 5, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, and 1. That totals up to 30 beads. And you can see this done in other videos we've done with the cluster ball, so click the link here to see how that's done. So I've got my 30 beads lined up, and now I need my wire. Now, because there's 30 beads here and it's a bigger bead, I want to get a lot of wire. So I'm hoping, let's see, what have I got here? Oh, I already had some cut off. But I want a lot of wire. I'm talking several feet, because the wire goes faster when you're using the bigger beads. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten to the end and ran out of wire and had to undo the whole thing and redo it. So give yourself plenty of wire. And we start out in our sequence of 5 beads, and we string the beads onto the wire. So of all that wire I started with, I have this much left, just enough to make a knot. Double knot. I want it to be as tight as possible. There we go. And then I'm going to snip the excess. So bigger, smaller, smaller, getting the proportions to my cat. So let's now put these two pieces together. And I'm going to do that just by adding some wire and hooking them up. Got the bottom end. And I'm going to do something here to help myself navigate through this little body here. I want to know where the top of this ball is and the bottom. So I'm going to leave them a nice place to sit. And I'm just going to put a couple little dots so I know where the bottom is. Because as I'm flipping around and using the wire, I can get disoriented. And then this is going to fit right in here. That's going to be like the front end of the kitty when they're all curled up and they're sitting. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is get a bunch of wire. Don't want to run out. I'm using this table as a measure. And this is just a matter of setting it up how I want it to be. I would like for a little space. See, I've got a 5-sided flat area for it to sit. And I'd like a space up here for the head to sit. Again, a 5 space. And that's where the head is going to sit, just like that. So that is my top. And I want to make sure, again, that I keep track of where that top is. So I'm just going to put a few little dots so I can keep my bearings as I string through this. I'm going to just start anywhere here and start bringing the wire up through the piece, through the half circle. And I'm just going to keep winding around till this piece is secure with the main cluster ball. Some of that is going to show, but you know what? By the time I get it stained and get the head on and get his little collar on, all these little wires are going to blend in. So what's nice about these big beads, there's a lot of space to work. And I'm just going to wind around till I work my way back up. And that's why I said get a lot of wire. There might be an easier way of doing it, but this is my way of doing it. So see what we've got so far? So I am thinking that's secure. Let me bring this guy here. And let me bring this one around up to that spot. And I think we'll be pretty secure. Okay, they meet. Let's test it. Yeah, he's going to hold together. Yay, we have our kitty body. I'm just going to add some knots to secure. And do one more, and use the pliers to work on that a little bit. Method to my madness. Look at half of a cat body. So there's his bottom where he's going to sit. There's his top. So before I add his head, I want to add his face, which means you get to choose. I pick a spot, and right here I see 2 sockets where the beads for the eyes could go, and one for the nose, which would mean mouth down here, a place on either side of that bead to add whiskers, and a place up here to put the ears. So let's do the eyes and the nose first. picked out some beads that I liked. I figured these elongated beads would make a nice ear. So I got 4 of them. Or I could use whatever you have on hand, what looks nice for you. Eyes, I'm just using a couple of beads. I like the iridescent quality, and I like the way they kind of stick out of the head. A boogie cat. So let's add the eyes first. Take a little bit of wire. Oops. Okay, I'm going to come in added the bead. It falls into the socket. Now I'm going to anchor through up here. And I'm going to use my pliers to pull that through. Okay, so I'm using this space here to help anchor in the eyes. I'm going to add the other bead for the eye. They should rest in the 2 sockets. Okay, and then I'm going to come back through the bead on the other side. I've got way too much wire here, but that is the eyes. Very, very, very simple. I'm just going to skim around the edge here. I'm going to tie a little knot right here. Not worry about, the nose can be on a separate piece of wire. Okay, so have the eyes. Nose is going to go right there. To do that, I'm going to come up on either side, place the nose, another piece of wire. Seems like I could have done that all with one piece, but not today. Just going to keep working with it till it works. Okay, so we're going to come up. There's where the nose goes, so I'm going to come up this bead here. Place the little nose bead. Come down this side. And now I want to, oh gosh, that worked out great. Look. And there's his little nose. And now to set that, I'm going to again come around, wind my way back so that the nose is going to stay in place. This little kitty's face looks like it's going meow. I'm going to add another knot. And give it a snip. You can get really close and the knots just disappear. We're going to go ahead and get more wire and add his ears. I'm going to try to do this with one piece. Okay, so I know I want his ears to be from there to there. So let's see how we do this. I'm going to add the elongated beads to create his ears. So we got one ear going there, and the other one I'd like to affix right down here. Good enough, kitty. Good enough. And I'm going to secure that ear by winding through. There we go. See, that's going to keep it tight. And one more. Let's bring it down this way. And let's put a knot. This is when the personality starts coming out, and you're never quite sure how they're going to turn out. It's just part of the fun. One ear done. Let's get that excess off there. Less confusing if the wire isn't all over the place. Now, do the same on the other side. Let's see how this kitty's turning out. This is what I'm really glad that cats have a million different emotions, because this could easily be one of them. Meow. Now attach the kitty face to the body. Okay, more wire. Want enough to play with. Okay, so do I want him looking? Nope, I want him actually. Actually, I do like that. So that's the base of his neck right in here, this area. So let's just start winding around, like skimming that bottom. Here again, if the head ends up being a little positioned differently, that's okay. What's your kitty cat doing? I'm not sure what mine is doing. I'm trying to get the beads to kind of sit within each other. And that seems right there to be a pose that seems to work. So I'm just going to hang on and start weaving. I'm trying to get as close as I can to the next bead so that the wire will hide more. And I'll just keep going until I feel it's secure. Got the two together. I'm going to put a knot. Keep your fingers crossed. Oh boy, kitty, that's a trial in patience right there. It's on. He's sitting there. Excellent. Okay, kit. Head's on. All right, to make his front paws, I've got two little tiny, these are 6mm half clusters, and I made two of them representing his paws, and I'm going to hitch them up with another bead. Let's see. What bead do I use? Oops. A bigger one or a smaller one? Yep, okay. So what I'm going to do here is get some more wire. Use a lot of wire for this project, huh? I'm going to do each paw separate. And I'm going to come in. You see he sits nicely. I want to come in right in here. And first I'm going to skim the bottom of this half cluster. So basically I'm just stringing along the bottom, and I'm going to bring these to meet. And I want a bead right here. I'm leaving a little space. See those two on their own? And I'm going to leave a little space there and attach this bead. I'm going to use both wires to this bead. And that represents a paw. I don't want it to be too tight, but the paw is going to be curved because the kitty's going to hold a ball in his paws. So there's a paw. I'm going to hook it right in here. See? So this bead right here there we go. See, I came in on the front side of the bead instead of the back, and that places his little paws out in front of him. Okay, I'm going to go under this here. I got to somehow secure him. Again, I'm just weaving around. Sometimes this wire has a mind of its own. Bring it down, then I'm going to use the wire that's there to make the knot. But that paw is going to be very secure. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Paw secure? Good. Kitty has a paw. Here, Kitty. Okay, now we got to do another one on this other bead. So, do it again. Okay, I'm just gonna make a tie. I'm not gonna go as far as I did last time. As long as this paw is secure. See what we've got. A kitty with two paws. What else do we need, Kitty? We need your tail. Take some wire. Now I'm going to attach the tail right about in the base of his behind there. You could pick whatever spot you want, but I'm going to go for that intersection right there. I'm going to put the wire in first. If I can get it to go. Come on. Excellent. All right. So I've got the wire in there. And now I'm just going to start stringing. I'm going to go larger to smaller till we get to the kitty's tip. Good. That fits nicely. And I'm just going to string as I go here. That might be interesting to put a little tip on the end of my kitty tail. See how if we like that. Oh yeah, that's kind of cute. What do you think? Kitty has a little tip. The kitty is certainly turning out interesting, isn't he? Okay, so we've got a tiny little knot there holding it in place. And it's not going to pull through the bead because it's too big for the hole. Now comes the fun part. Look at that. You can move the tail too. I like that. Now it's time. Do I have everything done here? To put some stain on him. This is a natural wood bead and I don't want a blonde kitty, although that could be very pretty. I want a dark kitty, maple or cherry. So let's go stain our kitty. This is just a natural wood bead, so I'm just going to take a little bit of this. This is a maple penetrating stain, and I'm just going to brush it on him. Get over your eyebrow a little better. Yeah, like that. Let's show. Oops, here I can grab by the ears because the beads are not taking the stain, of course. So we're going to let him dry. And then I'm going to add a layer of shellac to make him shine. Okay, now I'm just adding a clear, very light shellac. And I'm just coming over the top of the beads. It's going to dry. It's affecting the wood a little bit, like his face is a little more golden now instead of white or the creamy. very, very simple on the whiskers. Take a little bit of copper wire, take the length and fold it in half, and then take the length, fold it in half again, and then fold it in half again. And then I'm just going to twist up the middle. And then when he's dry, I'm going to push this into the bead, and I will space out the whiskers and cut them to the length that I want. Let's dry him some more. Okay, Kitty is dry enough. Excellent. Now let's put his collar on him. Got a piece of chain here that I wanted to use to give him a little bit of a collar. So I'm just going to put the link in there and crimp it shut, and then Kitty will have a collar. Got it? Got it. Kitty has his collar. Right, Kitty? Here's your collar. And then we put whatever size or whatever color. There's his little ball that he's playing with. Whiskers. Okay. Whiskers come in on either side. And push it into the bead. And spread them out. And give them a little clip. And let's do the other. I'm just pushing this glom of wire into the bead. Oh, Kitty, you got your whiskers. Good. Okay, now your little ball goes into your little paws. Good. And he's done. So if you like what you've seen here today, give us a like, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to ring the bell so you know another episode of Tweaks with Tweek is coming along. Until then, I accepted the challenge. Cluster ball, Kitty, here you are. Here's your friend. And see you again.